Hi, everyone.
Is being recorded.
Welcome in to Spiritual Saturday Lessons with Uma. So, today we are starting a new show on our podcast called Spiritual Saturday Lessons. This is going to be a space where every Saturday I'm going to take one spiritual or metaphysical topic and break it down in a way that is simple, practical, and something that you can actually use in your life. And today we're talking about vision boards. So, welcome into Spiritual Saturday Lessons. I am Uma, the owner of the Lotus and the Light Metaphysical Center, and I provide metaphysical classes for spiritual, psychic, and mediumship development. Now, most of us have heard about vision boards. You get a poster board, you find pictures of things that you want to manifest in your life: a house, a car, a love relationship, vacation, money, and you put all the things that you want on the board and you're manifesting. But I want to take it a little deeper today because I don't believe a vision board is just simply a collection of things you want. I believe a vision board is a visual representation of the life you're choosing to move towards. And there's a difference. So, at its simplest, a vision board is a collection of images, words, affirmations, symbols, and ideas that represent something you want to experience in your life. But spiritually, I think of a vision board as a way of taking something that currently exists in the invisible world, an idea, a desire, a dream, and beginning to give it form. Everything we create starts this way. Before you started your career, it was an idea. Before you moved into your home, there was a moment when you imagined living somewhere different. But you took that trip, started that relationship, opened that business, or made some major change in your life. Before any of that, there was first the thought. There was a vision. The vision comes before the physical experience, and that's why vision is so important. If you don't know where you're trying to go, how are you going to recognize the path that's taking you there? Now, here's where I think we sometimes misunderstand manifestation. We create the board and then think, okay, universe, here you go. You know what I want. Bring it to me. And then 6 months later, we're looking at the board thinking, well, where is everything? The vision board isn't doing the manifesting. You are. The board, always remember, is just the tool. It keeps your desires in your awareness. It reminds you where you're going. And when you're repeatedly reminded of something, you start recognizing the opportunities connected to it. You begin making different decisions. You may start having different conversations. You might notice an opportunity you would have previously overlooked. Or you might finally make the phone call, submit the application, start saving the money, or take that class. That's where manifestation and action meets. So don't just ask, what do I want? Here's something I want you to try before you make your next vision board. Instead of asking, what do I want? Ask, how do I want my life to feel? Maybe you want peace, freedom, security, love, adventure, confidence, creativity, abundance, or joy. Or maybe what you're actually craving isn't another possession. Maybe you're craving a different experience of being alive. So before you start searching for pictures, sit quietly for a few minutes, close your eyes, take a few breaths, and imagine yourself a year from now. Your life has changed. You're happier. You're more aligned. You feel like you're becoming the person you were always supposed to be. Now ask yourself, what does my morning look like? Where am I waking up? Who is around me? What kind of work am I doing? How do I feel in my body? What does my relationship with money feel like? What does my spiritual life look like? What am I no longer tolerating? Or what am I doing that I wasn't brave enough to do before? But the most important question, I think, when you're doing this is, who have I become? That's the person your vision board should represent. Put yourself on your vision board. Here's another practice that I love doing. Put a picture of yourself on your vision board because you're not watching somebody else's life unfold. This is yours. And surround yourself with the experiences, feelings, opportunities you're calling into your life. Maybe you want to travel. Put yourself in the center, surrounded by all the places you want to experience. Maybe you want a beautiful relationship. Don't just put a picture of a romantic couple on your board. Put words around your picture like loved, respected, chosen, appreciated. Because ultimately, those feelings are what you're asking the relationship to give you. And you can do the same thing with money. Instead of only putting $1 million on the board where you have absolutely no emotional connection to, put a question to your mind. What does financial abundance actually give me? And then put those words on the board. Freedom, security, time, choices. Your vision board should stretch you. There should be things on your board that feel possible. And there should be a few things that make you think, I have absolutely no idea how that's going to happen. Those are sometimes the most interesting ones because you don't necessarily need to know the entire path when you create the vision. You need to know the direction. Sometimes the how becomes clear only after you've started moving. That's where faith comes in. But faith doesn't mean sitting still. Faith says, I don't know exactly how I'm getting there, but I'm willing to start walking. And look at your board. Please don't spend 3 hours making a beautiful vision board and then put it in a closet. Put it somewhere you will actually see it. Look at it in the morning while you're drinking your coffee. Take a picture of it and make the background on your phone it. And when you look at it, don't just think, I want this. Ask, what can I do today that moves me one step closer to this life? Sometimes the step will be big. Most days it won't be. Maybe it's saving $20, sending an email, doing 20 minutes of research, or going for a walk. These little decisions become the bridge between the vision and the reality. So here's the spiritual Saturday lesson I want you to take with you today. Don't just create a vision board for what you want to have. Create a vision board for who you want to become. Because manifestation isn't simply about attracting things. It's also about becoming aligned with the life you're asking for. Your vision board gives you dreams somewhere to land. But then you have to meet those dreams halfway. So this week, I want you to ask yourself, if I could create the next chapter of my life intentionally, what would it look like and who would I need it to become to live in it? Sit with that question, journal about it, and maybe start creating your board. Thank you for joining me for Spiritual Saturday Lessons. This lesson will continue on in my school community, the Lotus and the Light on School. It's only $5 to join, and you can get the rest of this lesson where I'm going to show my vision boards and give people tips on how to create the perfect vision board. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back next Saturday with another lesson to help you explore your spirituality, understand yourself on a deeper level, and bring these spiritual practices into your everyday life. Until then, stay aligned, stay intentional, and keep becoming the person your soul is calling you to be. Bye for now.